Hello, in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to talk an overview of emerging technology is applying in healthcare industry right now. We'll focus on a few items: AI in healthcare, robotics, surgery, and 3D bioprinting XR using for healthcare, and some other things like nanotechnology being using for inserting molecules size of the detector and data collections in the body. And so those technology has been used in different areas like diagnosis and treatment applications, and also engaging the patient as well as the hospital operational administrative work and supporting telehealth to increase the accessibilities. So let's talk about AI in healthcare first. As we learned early about AI areas, we have machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, expert systems, robotics. So they all are applying in healthcare. For example, machine learning. Machine learning in the healthcare is to increase the precision of the medicines. It's used for predict what treatment protocols are likely to be more successful for a patient based on the variety of the patient or the individual patient medical history. And deep learning is basically using neural network to study a large, huge data set and to see the patterns, what kind of symptom, what kind of data similarities among the different patients, and build a model and to see if this particular patient will be applied to the could be future having similar problems. So the deep learning is increasingly being applied to the radiologist areas and for detecting clinic-related features in imaging data beyond what the human eyes can see, which means the radiologist most of the time just looking at the film and either digital or real films and to figure out what possible tumor. And it's very often you got a report saying suspect or blur or possible, and so there is no degree level of certainty. Sometimes the deep learning can help making a more accurate result because they're going to compare thousands of film, and also the machine can adjusting the lighting and to make the film in a different exposure and lighting conditions to tell the different details, which human eyes probably limited. So deep learning also can use for the speech recognitions, which is closely related to natural language processing area. So it's NLP is involved in creation, understanding, and classification of the clinic document and publishing research. For example, like the research has been published in the document, but you need to abstract what the keyword. The author could give some keyword, but may not, contain all the keywords. So if you have a similar documents or is some kind of structure or unstructured clinic notes from the page from doctors and from radiologists exams, so the the natural language processing will converting those images or text to vectors and doing comparison to figure out the patterns of the structure, the text, and to abstract the keyword or finding the models. So expert system has been used quite a while. Since most of them is rule-based expert system. So the rule is depending on the expertise, human expertise, and their knowledge to construct the series rules. For example, radiologists say, okay, the age of the the area is clear or not is important to determine if the tumor is benign or is a cancer. So so those rules are based on the human expertise, and one sometimes for expert system to decide it, we adding more and more and more rules, and when the rule getting bigger and conflict each other, then they turn to break down because the machine have if else, and then if it's cross each other, then it's very hard for the machine to understand, and so they're more likely to be replaced by the machine learning and deep learning algorithms. Robotics processing automations, which is not means you have robotics working like a person working in the office, is more means the automation part. So it's more like the computer programs is serving the health information system, serving for the organization or hospital to share the data to how to support the workflows, business rules, and integrate with using representation layer integrated with the information system, acting like a semi-intelligent users in the system. So so it's more, we're referring a computer program to more and more smartly giving a user-centered interface and procedures, and to fill out the form, for example, because we have so many forms to need to be filled in when we go see doctors, and the doctor have to get so many form need to be filled as well. So they really don't even have time to see the patient and to diagnose. So this kind of automations can help doctor to free the time to really seeing the patient. And for example, like the automation could also include those abstracting data from the images and image recommendations, all of that. So another part is we talk robotics automations in operational settings, and here is a real robots. Surgical robots actually have arms that have tiny tips with the knives and with the camera on the tip, and to help the doctor to see better when the procedure was done. And so it's making a lot of modern surgery being you don't have to do a big surgery, big opening. Instead, you can put a few holes and the computer arms will go in and do the jobs. But this is the doctor actually is controlling everything. The decision is still making by the surgeons. So this also can support not only the local surgery, but also can be a way to support in the remote surgery, as long as our internet speed is up to light, so it will be real-time decision-making process. And this is one of the popular surgery robotic system. We talk about 3D printing, but we didn't talk about this last time. Like, we can really printing human tissues now, muscles, tissues, and to replacing the human parts, body parts. Sorry.
There are currently hundreds of thousands of people on transplant lists waiting for critical organs like kidneys, hearts, and livers that could save their lives. Unfortunately, there aren't nearly enough donor organs available to fill that demand. What if, instead of waiting, we could create brand new, customized organs from scratch? That's the idea behind bioprinting, a branch of regenerative medicine currently under development. We're not able to print complex organs just yet, but simpler tissues, including blood vessels and tubes responsible for nutrient and waste exchange, are already in our grasp. Bioprinting is a biological cousin of 3D printing, a technique that deposits layers of material on top of each other to construct a three-dimensional object, one slice at a time. Instead of starting with metal, plastic, or ceramic, a 3D printer for organs and tissues uses bio-ink, a printable material that contains living cells. The bulk of many bio-inks are water-rich molecules called hydrogels. Mixed into those are millions of living cells, as well as various chemicals that encourage cells to communicate and grow. Some bio-inks include a single type of cell, while others combine several different kinds to produce more complex structures. Let's say you want to print a meniscus, which is a piece of cartilage in the knee that keeps the shin bone and thigh bone from grinding against each other. It's made up of cells called chondrocytes, and you'll need a healthy supply of them for your bio-ink. These cells can come from donors whose cell lines are replicated in a lab, or they might originate from a patient's own tissue to create a personalized meniscus less likely to be rejected by their body. There are several printing techniques, and the most popular is extrusion-based bioprinting. In this, bio-ink gets loaded into a printing chamber and pushed through a round nozzle attached to a print.
So I'm going to stop the video here and let you to watch it yourself. Oops. And we talk about XR in healthcare. We give example about the VR therapies for brain mind from University of South California, and to treat the patient with PTSD. I'm going to skip this. You already know this. So mixed reality using for remote surgery and XR technology in the medical school trainings instead of real body. Those are two hands with the, doing virtual surgery. And some more information about XR technology in healthcare working trainings related information is here you can look at. Another thing I want to mention about nanomedicines and cloud computing. So what is nanotechnology? Nanomedicines is really just nanotechnology being using because of very, very small size, and robotics actually inject into a patient's blood stems and can be used for drug delivery or the disease monitoring. So collecting data with that's a great way to collecting data of the patient and monitoring the difference. And also the backbone of all of this information sharing is cloud computing. Without cloud computing, we cannot share the data. We cannot do a lot of things. In a sense. So cloud computing and security is definitely is most important things to support all the technology we just talk about. All right.